Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another video, which, of course, this came out on August 27th, and my good friend, great friend, one of my best friends on here, or anywhere really, Michael Keane, also known as MLKKAEF Enterprises, that's his main channel on YouTube. He also has a video game channel that he does video game playthroughs, and both channels are excellent. Definitely check them out. That one's under Michael X Keane. But Michael Keane, my good friend, this was a birthday. Was it a birthday or Christmas present? I want to say Christmas present, but now I'm thinking birthday. I think Christmas present. Uh, I think I think what shit I forgot. It was a Christmas or a birthday present. He pre-ordered this, and that is Dark Angel. He got this for me, and so I figured why not do a review of Dark Angel. You know what? Dark Angel just is not the right title for this. I love the picture, but Dark Angel is not the right title. So let's do this. There you go. Much better. Icon Piece, which I think is a much better title. Icon Piece. I mean, it was released in the U.S. in Icon Piece. For what I understand, there's another movie called Dark Angel. And I know if you think of that, there's another movie, so they changed it to Icon Piece. And I know there's also the Dark Angel TV show that James Cameron produced and shit. But Dark Angel, which everywhere else overseas is called Dark Angel. In fact, if you go on IMDb, it's called Dark Angel. I just felt that's a generic title, like Dark Angel, that doesn't really fit this movie. There's no angels, Dark Angel, like it doesn't fit. Just sounds like a generic title, but Icon Piece. That's one thing. Scream Factory. I think it was a mistake to release this under the Dark Angel, like the other title, because some people might not know what the hell it is Dark Angel, unless you really know the movie. But you really say, "Oh, Icon Piece. Hey, have you heard of Dark Angel? What, Jessica Biel? No, 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 no. Hey, you heard Icon Piece? Icon Piece. You go in pieces, asshole. Yeah, I've heard of that. But at least you can flip it. That idea of Stream Factory, I give credit for, because you can flip it, which I like this cover. I know the best cover is Aaron, another good guy, the Reese 007 home. He has a DVD from, was it Thailand or something? It has a crazy ass picture, like an awesome fucking picture for it, cover. But I really like this cover. This is a really cool cover. It's Icon Piece. It's not a Close Encounter. It's the last. And I definitely want to give a huge thank you to Michael. I'm kind of sad now because he doesn't have this, and I know he lucky some bitch. I say that he saw this in a theater. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I mean that in a nice way. His lucky ass saw this in a theater. Oh, I can go see R.I.P.D. or something in the theater, but no, he got to see I Come a Piece in the theater, which apparently did go into theaters and it flopped, which sucks. But fuck. And, well, I forgot. Here's what the disc looks like. But if you're wondering what this is, a note. I know, but hey, it was a note, so I kept it in there so it'd be safe. He says, "Here you go, Matt. Just a small token to show how much I appreciate your friendship over the years. Especially loved all the Godzilla reviews. From Michael." Well, you know what? Uh, Friendship has definitely been the best gift of all. I know that sounds sappy, right? But it's true. It's the God honest truth. And I feel bad that he doesn't have this because I would love to see a review from him on this film. Because I don't. This was part of his. He did like 10 underrated films, but um, hopefully, maybe I'll do this, and maybe one of his fans can, buy Michael a copy. But Icon Piece, I did a review for the film. I'll post it down below, the link to that review. I still might review it again for the fuck of it, but I'm also going to talk about the Blu-ray. I'm not really good at talking about the picture quality. I'm not really the best judge of character on the picture quality, because I'm like, oh, it looks good, or it looks shit. I'm not really the best quality. It is widescreen. Uh, Some other stuff I didn't mention at the beginning of the film, the title's icon piece does pop up. It's not Dark Angel when it pops up, which is cool. I had a DVD that actually someone has sent me a DVD from that was overseas, because overseas it was on DVD as Dark Angel. But then for the longest time, I'm like, this is one of those films. I'm like, why is this film not on fucking DVD in the U.S.? It doesn't make any sense. This film needs to be on DVD on the U.S. It was like this film, or a special edition of the first Ninja Turtles. It was always those ones that kept popping up in my head. The Blob from 1988 needs a better DVD, or this should be on DVD. Then MGM did that stupid ass shit of it's on demand, burn on demand. So if you want a DVD-R of Icon Piece, pay us money. Isn't that what bootleggers are for? But it's like, here's a burn DVD. Yay. I know someone was asking, what am I going to do with it? Well, honestly, the DVD of Have a Dark Angel I'll keep. Just, first off, it's Region 2. It's not like anyone's going to buy it. But more importantly, it was a gift. Someone sent it to me as a gift, and I'm proud to have that DVD. You know, it was a gift, that Dark Angel DVD from overseas. So I'm going to keep it. And I have it in the other room. Because if I fucking remember, I would have brought it in here. But I do have it in there. But Icon Piece, so it's on Burn on Demand on DVD from MGM, which I'm pretty damn sure that's why this was only a Blu-ray release, because I know I have some friends who, you know, they would like to have it on DVD, but this only was a Blu-ray release, and that's because MGM has the DVD rights, even though they're not doing anything about it. It's like, but we need to make money on our Burn on Demand. And now they're probably like, oh, the Blu-ray will come out, but if people want the DVD, they gotta buy from us, MGM, because we're in the shitter. We gotta count on nickels and diamond and shit. That's the RoboCop remake. Until the next James Bond film, you gotta count on nickel and diamond. So MGM didn't want to give that up, so thus why this is only a Blu-ray release. So thank MGM for that. But, you know, it's not Screen Factory's fault. But yeah, Icon Piece shows up at the beginning of the titles, which is cool, because I like that title better. It's so much better, Icon Piece. It's unique. It's for its own film. Dark Angel, there's a couple other films you'll find that's called Dark Angel. It just sounds generic and doesn't fit the film. Icon Piece fits the film like a glove. Better than No J Glove. And the film, it has features. It's too bad. I mean, I've seen other Screen Factory stuff where it's very pat. I'll be honest. I think I liked Life Force. I reviewed Life Force. But I think this should have more features than Life Force. I liked the Funhouse, but I think this should have more features than the Funhouse. At least a commentary track. I'm kind of disappointed on it that there's not a commentary track at least. A commentary track would have been fine with the director. I know Dolph Lundgren is busy shooting a lot of films, but Brian Benben, you can have him do a commentary. Him and Dolph, or, you know, get Dolph away for, 90 minutes. It's not that long of a film, 90 minutes. Kratar Baxley and Brian Benben can do a commentary. I would like to see a commentary. I think that's one thing I think Scream Factory, I mean, I love Scream Factory, but I can't kiss their ass every way up and down the center. And the features, there's a good feature, I will say, and I'll get to that, but I'm disappointed there's not. I mean, give us a commentary at least, A commentary would have been fine. I mean, I'm glad that they got this that I'm going to get to, but a commentary would also have been good. At least with the director Kratar Baxley and with Brian Benben and Dolph Lundgren. Well, even if Dolph was too busy, at least Kratar Baxley should have got a commentary with the director. That would have been nice. Benben, I mean, I don't think he's the busiest guy in the world. Actually, I guess so. He has a TV show. I didn't even know he was on a TV show now, which I get to. But uh, it does. Not only does it have a trailer, not only does it have. It's a trailer that ends with the Dark Angel title. And not only does it have like a photo gallery and stuff, it does have interviews with Dolph Lundgren, Brian Benben, as well as the director Trader Baxley. And altogether it was about 24 minutes. And you know what? I did really enjoy it, actually. I thought it was a good featurette. It was a good, I don't know if you want to say documentary, but it was a good feature looking back on the film. I definitely say this, I will say though, is an improvement over the Army of One, also known as the Joshua Tree. I think he got me that for Christmas, Joshua Tree. I think that's what it is. Joshua Tree he got me for Christmas, I believe. Fuck, I can't remember. I know Michael Keane got me the Joshua Tree as well. Because I know he got me 2 Dolph Lundgren films. And that Blu-ray was a bit of a disappointment because they used a different cut of the film. And not the preferred cut with a little bit more action. They used the other cut. And the featurette really wasn't up to snuff. And that even had a commentary and it wasn't up to snuff. Maybe just I like that film, but you know, this is my all-time favorite Dolph Lundgren film, so maybe it's me being greedy. I'm greedy. I'll admit it. I am greedy. But the 24-minute featurette is really good because you get all 3 of the guys. It was cool they got Brian Benben interviewed, as well as Trader Baxley and Dolph Lundgren. A lot of cool info. Like, for example, you have 2 writers on the film that are Jonathan Tidor, which I looked up this guy's stuff. All the stuff he's done since, I don't know anything about. And then this guy, Leonard Moz Jr., which apparently he did nothing else after this. And that's because Leonard Moz Jr., who's the other writer, is a pseudonym. It's a fake name for David Cope, or Coep, however you say his name. That's the same guy who helped work on Jurassic Park, and Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds, and Premium Rush. I think he's the same guy who directed Premium Rush, and Koepp, I believe is how you spell his last name. Look up David Coep. This guy's done a lot of big stuff. It's like, okay, he co-wrote this film. Or maybe he's, the reason why, a lot of the humor still works. Craig Baxley, who's a director, this is a guy he was a stunt coordinator. He did stunt coordinator stuff on Predator. He worked a lot on the A-Team. He even directed episodes of the A-Team. I think that was his first directing job, was episodes of the A-Team. The good one, the TV show, not the piece of shit movie. But he did a good job with that, so he got a movie called Action Jackson with Carl Weathers, and then that got him this movie. And then after this, he did Stone Cold Brian Bosworth. And then, in my opinion, his career went into toilet after Stone Cold, which is a great movie. I mean, I don't really care for his Stephen King stuff. Like, he did Rose Red, he did Storm of the Century, Not My Cup of Tea. He did a lot of TV stuff. He did, like, a Left Behind movie and Sniper 2. I haven't seen Sniper 2, so I can't say if it's good or bad. But a Left Behind movie? And then now he's just doing a lot of TV work, which is too bad. Because I think he's a good director just on those 3 films. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Stephen King stuff, Rose Red, Storm of the Century, but it's not really the director's fault. It's just I'm not a fan of those stories. Just the stories didn't interest me. It's not really the director's fault. I mean, he's based on a Stephen King novel, so you can only do so much if you're not into the story itself. But that's a guy who should get like a big budget action movie to direct. He should have done fucking Taken 2 or something like that, Cradar Baxley, but what do I know? And like one thing he talks about in the featurette is it was going to be a $25 million production, the budget, and when he signed on, they cut it down to like $5 million, $7 million. So this film only cost $5 to $7 million bucks. And there's a lot of stuff in this movie, especially in the third act of the film. The third act of the film is pretty action-packed. Other stuff, like if you know the film as much as I do, when Dolph, there's these 2 guys who rob this sort of liquor store. Dolph does this fucking sort of fuck you kid, like backhanded kid, like right across the guy's face. when you watch that and you see how that hit looks real, because it is real, because the guy was off his mark, so when Dolph did his kick, clocked the guy in the face, like knocked him down. Uh, Other stuff, for example, Brian Benben had to wear pretty much high heels because he was so fucking short that he would get like the here with Dolph. So he was pretty much wearing high heels for the whole fucking movie. There was a time where Dolph pushed Brian Benben too hard. It left like a big uh, indentation in the vehicle. And he was like knocked out. And Dolph Lundgren Sensei actually is like, "Hey, are you okay?" And actually, when there's a scene where Dolph Lundgren, he pushes these cars of the White Boys, this gang that they're going after, the White Boys, and the car alarm's going up, and he goes in and takes this. Before he gets into his board meeting, he has to fight a couple thugs, a couple White Boy guys, which I know is a weird name for a fucking gang, the White Boys. And they're not even white because the one guy he fights is fucking Asian. And that Asian guy is actually Dolph Lundgren's sensei, which I thought was cool. So you did little cool stuff, little cool bits of info like that. Like they talk good about the film. Like Dolph says that he thinks the film's underrated. Actually, during an interview, he does say that line. Is like when Matthias Hughes at the end, literally one of the best lines in action film history, in my opinion, movie history. When he goes, "I come in peace," and Dolph Lundgren goes, "And you go in pieces, asshole." And Dolph says that, and he gets a kick out of it, which I thought was cool. I thought that was really cool. And it seems like the three are proud of the film, which I find pretty cool, pretty nice. So you get some cool bits of info for the 24 minutes. They do a little bit too much where they keep referencing that this is before CGI. And I'm like, say it one time. You don't have to keep saying that this was before CGI. We get it. If we're watching, the people who are watching this film are fans of the film. We know when it came out. We know it was before CGI. Okay, you don't have to keep reminding us that. That's one thing about it. But for me, I would have preferred longer. But hell, actually, I'm a type of guy, I would watch a 2-hour documentary on Icon Piece. That's how crazy I am. Let alone a commentary track. But the 24-minute is better than nothing. Because you think about like Missing in Action, like most of, not all, but most of Chuck Norris films, except maybe The Octagon and maybe A Force of One or something, has like little featurettes. There's a documentary back in the day for Missing Action 2 that you can find on YouTube, but nothing new on a lot of Chuck Norris films. Hell, this is better. This is already better than The Running Man. Because at least the fucking featurette talks about the movie, unlike the Running Man special edition, which is 2 discs of bullshit. So it's better than the Running Man. It's better than Cobra DVD, because the commentary is boring as hell. Rest in peace, George P. Cosmatos. But the commentary is boring as hell, and the features are like teeny ones from back in the day. I mean, you go through a lot. Hard Target doesn't have jack shit. There's a Blu-ray coming out that's an import that has nothing on it. Same with Sudden Death with Van Damme and a lot of other shit. So it's better than nothing. It's one of those action films that at least has a really. Being a big fan of the film, it was really cool to see. So you have that. I like that the cover you could reverse so it could say "I come in peace." I like that the opening does say "I come in peace." I thought the picture quality looked fine. The audio looked fine. But I'm the type of guy, I'm not the best in talking about the audio and the picture quality. To me, it looked and sounded fine to me. This was a great gift. I definitely want to thank Michael for this. And I figure since that's 20 minutes already, I might as well talk about the film Alien Drug Dealer from Outer Space, played by Matthias Hughes, who was a bad guy in No Retreat, No Surrender 2, and a lot of the films. Dolph Lundgren is Jack Kane. I always forget this film takes place not only around Christmas, but in Houston, Texas. Which you don't see a lot of movies take place in Houston, Texas. I mean, usually they're San Francisco or New York or LA or maybe Detroit, but not a lot in Houston, Texas. Especially this kind of movie. It's kind of an interesting And the fact took place around Christmas time. And Jack Kane is a cop. His partner gets killed, and he's paired up with this FBI agent who's very straight-laced, played by Brian Benben. Which Brian Benben, that's a guy that I'm like, man, I really like this guy. How come he hasn't been in more stuff? But he's been in TV shows. He was in an episode of Tales from the Dark Side. He's been mostly TV. He was in the film Clean and Sober. After this film, he did Radioland Murders. He did that TV show Dream On, which is probably his most successful. I've never even watched the show, which I should give that show a shot, since I like Brian Benben. They went on for about 5-6 years. Something called the Brian Benben Show. That's 8 episodes. That's interesting. A TV miniseries called Kingpin. I did see this Masters of Horror that he did. That's the main reason why I saw that episode. It's directed by John Landis, called The Deer Woman, and it sucked fucking dicks. And that's all, the reason. And it was just a shitty episode, which pissed me off because it's Brian Benben and he's in a shitty one. He's in a TV show right now called Private Practice as Dr. Sheldon Wallace. Wow, he's doing a TV show. I've never even heard of Private Practice. What the hell is Private Practice? Is he actually a star of the film, or is he just like one of the way in the back? He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's number 7 on the call sheet. Tim Daly, Taye Diggs, Kate Walsh, Katie Strickland. I've never even heard of this damn. A spin-off of the medical drama Grey's Anatomy. Okay. I've never heard of this show, and yeah, it's been on for about 6 years. Shit. That just goes to show you how much TV I watch. Show's on for 6 years, I never even fucking knew it. Oh, Dream On! There's a DVD, seasons 1 and 2. Interesting. I have to give that a look sometime. But Brian Benben I liked as the film. Yeah, I know a lot of people would probably complain because the film always cliche, the buddy cop cliche. Like, you have the straight-faced guy, you have the renegade cop who plays by his own rules, and his partner, who happens to be black, dies at the beginning. And but it didn't bother me. I said fuck it because it was fun, it was entertaining. Especially when you put in an alien drug dealer from outer space who shoots fucking CDs that bounce off the wall and cuts people's throats, steals these bad guys' heroin so that he can inject into people and overdose them so they can't move, then takes his fucking spike that would make Wolverine piss in his pants, jab them right in the fucking head to get their endorphins from their brain, because that's his drug of choice. He gets high on our endorphins, and he's collected enough so he can get the fuck out of there, and hey, I'm going to sell you some good shit, and then more will come back, and it'll be a slaughter. And that's a cool idea. And not only that, he has a gun, which actually, that's another thing I learned, is that the big fucking gun, it was inspired by the RoboCop's gun. So it's like, take RoboCop's gun and add some stuff, like amplify a little bit more. So I thought that was cool. It's like, it was pretty much take RoboCop's gun and amplify a little bit, which, big fucking guns. Dolph Lundgren, I think it's one of his best performances. I think he played a very likable guy. I know at one point, which that was one thing I'm surprised they did not touch on this, is that I remember originally Dolph Lundgren was approached to play the bad guy, but he wanted to play the good guy. I'm not sure why they didn't approach that, but maybe on a commentary track it would have been nice. Hell, I will moderate it for free. But I'm trying to think. Dolph Lundgren does a really good job. Brian Benben, he's one of those guys, he's very uppity, by the book, and then as the film goes on, you really... Now, I've seen the film dozens and dozens of times, so I like him from the start, but you definitely grow to like him. I thought the two had really good chemistry with each other. The action scenes, Matthias Hughes, he was so big, he was a great presence as this alien. And he has this good alien cop chasing after him. Which actually, I didn't even realize this. I did it from the featurette. This guy was a basketball player, the good alien cop. He was like a basketball player. It's like, okay, he's a basketball player. We don't shave the front part of your head. I'm like, that's a basketball player. Wow, I never would have known that. I don't know if he ever played pro. I know he said in the featurette, but I forget what the hell, if he was college or what. But there's a good alien cop chasing the bad alien cop, and you have the scene where this garage where he's shooting the shit out of all these cars, and Matthias uses running, these cars just blowing up, rolling after the other, after the other, after the other. Uh, Dolph Lundgren has a couple cool, granted short, but good, well choreographed fight scenes. Memorable bits of dialogue. I remember when his partner, before he dies, someone asked him what university he's from. He's like, University of Suck My Dick. I remember actually when I was on the Dead Pit, this deadpit.com website, and on the forum they put what school you went to, and at the time I put that University of Suck My Dick. That was my little old diatribe piece, because I'm a big fanboy of this film, I will admit. This is an interesting idea, and it's done well for a $5 to $7 million budget. It puts fucking R.I.P.'s $130 million budget to shame. I mean, you have a third act where Brian Benben is finally knows what's up, and he finally gets on board with Dolph Lundgren, and Dolph Lundgren's trying to fight the bad asshole alien, and it's fucking Dolph Lundgren up. Gets this gun where it has like different levels, like level 1, level 2, and keeps on shooting at the Matthias Hughes. It's shooting at them, blowing up fucking buildings and fireballs all over, all practical, all real. A lot of times the people are actually in camera, so you know more of the danger. Wonderful stunt work. There's a car chase where it goes through a mall, and I mean, I did a longer review down below, so check my review down below of Icon Piece. Yeah, other great bits of dialogue. You have this girl, Betsy Brantley, which she did fine for what she had to do. I liked her. She's like, "Who's that?" And Dolph's like, "Some asshole from outer space." And you have fun bits of humor when Brian Benben blows the shit out of the helicopter, the car that the bad alien is chasing them. And he comes out like, "Oh yeah!" And the Matthias is chasing after him. "Oh shit!" It's, "Oh fuck!" Or it's like, "Get off the sidewalk, get off the sidewalk." Looks over and there's the alien looking at him, and the other car, "No, stay on the sidewalk, stay on the sidewalk." Of course, that awesome line. Dolph Lundgren has this fight with the alien, which is a good fight because he's using this piece of, I don't know, it's wood or metal or whatever, and then this thing that it hooks heroin into its victims. Dolph catches it, is being dragged around. It's like, "Fuck you, spaceman." Shoves it, gives a "fuck you" kid to Matthias Hughes, so he gets impaled. And he goes, "I go in peace." It's like, "And you go in pieces, asshole." Blows the shit out of him. The score is really well done. That's one thing I wish they could have touched on in the featurette. I love the score. The score is fantastic. Jan Hammer did the score. Uh, I really wish they would have come out with an official CD or musical uh, soundtrack of the score. There are pieces of music online, but they're reproductions that someone else did. Like, they're fans of the film, so they did their own version, and they did a good job with it. It's close enough, but again, it's close enough. It's not the actual, and it's one of those things that I wish this had a soundtrack. I mean, I like some of the songs, even the last one, "Touch Me Tonight," which is a weird song for this kind of movie, you know. But I still did kick out because it just brings me back to that time period where movies of my taste were the norm, so to speak. But the actual score by Jan Hammer, dum, bum, da, 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 dun, 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 dun. Awesome score. Fits the movie fantastically. So Dolph Lundgren and Brian Benben work well together. The film is very fast paced. It's 90 minutes long. It goes by a very brisk pace. Very intriguing idea. Alien drug deal from outer space and the flying CD idea was really cool. Uh, the chemistry between Dolph and Brian Benben were wonderful together. The special effects and the action scenes and the stunt work are still high caliber for this low of a budget of a film. It shows that they can't do this shit today for some reason. I don't know why. And this was done with a lower budget. Even if you put in, well, that was 1990. Go ahead, make all your mathematical equations. It's still a low budget compared to the shit that comes out in theaters today. And that's sad. Let alone the stuff that goes direct to DVD. But I could go on and on, but again, I did a review down below, so feel free to check it out down below, the last review I did. But this is one of those films that I personally love to death. It's one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, I would say this is one of my favorite movies of all time because I can put this in any time and watch it. Goes by at a fast pace. It's just a buddy cop movie and a badass sci-fi action movie put together. Granted, you have other sci-fi buddy movies. You have Alien Nation. You have The Hidden, and I like those films too. But you know, of those three, I'd say this is my personal favorite. I mean, it's fucking Dolph Lundgren kicking an alien's ass. What's wrong with that? Brian Benben, kind of wish he would have gotten like bigger movies, but it just wasn't in the cards. I think Radioland Murders was probably his, you know, try, and that didn't really work out for him. But it's cool that he's still working. I think the stunt work was fantastic. I mean, I'm repeating myself, but I'm glad this finally got out. As granted, it's sad. It's fucking sucks that it's not a DVD because I know, you know, some people still like DVD. They still want to collect DVDs. It's, you know, but fuck MGM. But it's nice to see this released because it is a little bit of validation to the film. A little bit of validation that yes, this film is now. That fucking MGM Burn on Demand is not an official release. It's a bullshit release. This is an official release. So it actually has come out. It's actually out. It's actually validated, you know. Like if The Blob from 1988 or fucking Moontrap or, you know, Split Second. I'm just talking about films that I love. If those finally come out with at least a fucking feature that's worth a shit, which this feature is worth a shit. You know, it gives a little bit of validation. That's not just something that's going to be lost forever. It gives a certain validation to it. Like, yes, we did think it's underrated as hell, and this is the validation sort of proving it, that we're not the only ones who feel that way. But I guess Betsy Brantley was in Deep Impact, it says on the back here. I did not know that. But yeah, great film. It's kind of weird how Dolph Lundgren, out of all the action stars, is kind of getting the better end of the deal because Red Scorpion got a Blu-ray release, which is good. This got one. Army of One, the Joshua Tree, but I mean, it has something on there. Better than nothing, but still, you know. I'm like, hint, hint, hint. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, Dolph Lundgren fans, you know what I'm talking about. You know, if you don't do a Dolph Lundgren film, gee, I wonder what should be next. What should be next? What should be next? Hint, hint. But I wish, God, I wish Stream Factory, please get Hard Target. Please get Hard Target and get the uncut, the work print version, and interview with Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren. If you love the film, you did Dolph Lundgren, but Jean-Claude Van Damme, John Woo, Lance Henriksen, please, Stream Factory, Shout Factory, maybe be under Shout Factory. Please, please do. Please get Hard Target. Please. Please get Hard Target. That's another favorite of mine. Hard Target. But Hard Target is my favorite Van Damme film. This is my favorite Dolph Lundgren film. So, anyway, I don't know what more I can say. If you want a more in-depth review, check down below. Well, it was pretty in-depth, I guess, as well. But check down below on the link below. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And once again, Michael, thank you very much for your wonderful gift. I hope you get this soon because I would love to hear a review from you. I love to hear a review of this from as many people as possible. Michael CP, Aaron, the Reese 007, John, Zero Cool, Mario Radium, anyone else. Please, as many reviews as you can at Ackroyd Piece. It's a very fun film. And it's actually cool because, really enough, there's a lot of actually good reviews for this film coming out. For example, Dread Central, they talk about Darking. I'm just going to say Ackroyd Piece. Ackroyd Piece is one hell of a fun time. If it weren't for Shout, I don't know if we'd ever have seen it hit high def. Harry Knowles from Miracle News. I just genuinely enjoy the hell out of the film. Blade Disgusting. Icon Piece is ripe for cult rediscovery. It's certainly the best buddy cop film I've ever seen about an extraterrestrial drug dealer harvesting human endorphins and decapitating people with a CD gun. Well, they didn't decapitate him, but that would have been even better. The Digital Bits. Fun movie and definitely worth picking up. Let's see. Alien B. Sci-fi classic to high def. Achapet sci-fi fiesta full of cheesy fights and background keyboards left over from the 80s with action or Dolph Lundgren kicking alien asses. See, what the fuck does cheesy even mean, though? But at least they gave her a good review, so I'd give them the pass on that. Film Score Monthly. Extremely entertaining. Plenty of action, amusing lines, and Lundgren's most satisfying leading role. I agree with that. DVD Talk. Fun mix of sci-fi, action, and horror spearheaded by Dolph's lovable personas and some pretty damn good action scenes. Let's see. Examiner. Definitely a fun film. DVD Active. A perfectly entertaining B-action sci-fi hybrid. Dot Terra. Must check out for fans of the film. You'll get a new appreciation for the picture. I'll blame it. I already had it. Cinematic Autopsy. A really entertaining film. It's definitely one of Dolph Lundgren's best films and should be seen by a lot more than what it probably has. Go pick this one up if you're into action sci-fi flicks. Film School Rejects. A fun piece of genre entertainment. Let's see. Hell Notes. A fine example of 80s sci-fi action goodness. Icon Piece is a type of fun and deliciously machismo-fueled action movies that they just don't make anymore. And Fred Entertainment. This movie is pure buddy cop kick-ass greatness with exceptional stunt scenes for a low-budget flick. What more can I say than that? Yes. Icon Piece, and you go in pieces. Asshole.